process open. But we should also look at the issues of procurement, which is one of the most controversial areas. There are problems in the state when it comes to openness and procurement. Once again, we appreciate His Excellency for his.
I want to announce that the man keeping the badge on behalf of Oyo State said that thing you asked for will be done. It has been done. And you need to be updated, and it has been done. Yes, it's on the website. Check it. Thank you very much. So, Your Excellency, will proceed with the remarks, and I want to please implore us again, please make it as brief as possible. We'll take a representative of the CSO. John Commission is here. Please come forward.
Good morning, everybody. Your Excellencies are the Acting Governor of Oyo State, Barrister Abdulrahman Bayolawa. We hope to continue to serve the states and southwest states of Nigeria in our humble capacity. God bless Oyo State. Thank you.
Thank you for making it brief. I will appreciate if you can be more brief. Thank you. We'll take a representative of the civil society organizations, CCGG Chairman, Alhaji Amusa Ladiran. I hope Alhaji is close by. Thank you very much. After that, we'll go to the representatives from the local governments within Ibadan, and we'll take them one after the other, right after Alhaji Ladiran.
Good morning, the Acting Executive Governor of Oyo State, Chief Ibrahim Adebayo Adeleke, all other protocols, I'm standing in for the civil society organizations in Oyo State, and my name is Alhaji Amusa Ladiran, State Facilitator of Civil Coalition for Good Governance. To start off, sir, we want to commend this program. The initiative is worth advocating. I want to base my remark on 4 sectors. The first sector is primary healthcare service, which is the bedrock of Nigeria's health system that deals with the people at the grassroots. Our demands are: 1, please, sir, we are begging you to recruit more midwives and qualified personnel and supporting staff. 2, there is the need to enhance training and training program for the workforce. 3, the ongoing remodeling program for the primary care centers in Oyo State should be extended to those that have not had the opportunity to be remodeled. 4, sir, we observe that particularly the World Development Committees that are taking care of the primary care centers do not have access to the bill of quantities in the remodeling process, and as a result, we are not able to carry out benefit tracking. Please take note. For education sector, we want to please, sir, that the benchmark of UNESCO 25%, let us try to meet it, and if possible, to increase it. Number 2, sir, hygiene in our primary and secondary schools. The issue of toilet and potable water, very important. Security, perimeter fencing, please let us take note. Provision of equipped laboratories and libraries is also very important. Instructional materials to improve teaching and learning process is also very important. Training and retraining of teaching and non-teaching staff, please let us take note. Water and sanitation, we should endeavor to rehabilitate and upgrade the existing water dams in the state. We should also endeavor to rehabilitate and service the various boreholes across the state. Issue of revenue disposal is very strategic. Please let us take note. The revenue contractors should be monitored properly. Infrastructure, good road network is very important because it allows for easy movement of people, goods and services. The more funds should also be committed to road construction and rehabilitation. I rest my case. Thank you, sir.
That's your one. For those who will be coming to talk here, you may drop your comments. You won't take it. You can present it, sir. Yes, sir. You can present it. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite for his remarks, representing the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts, Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Akim Mustafa.
His Excellency, the Acting Governor of Oyo State, Chief Aloore, representative of the Chief Judge of Oyo State, the Honorable Member present here, the Secretary to the State Government, the Head of Service, all of that protocol duly observed. I'm here this morning to represent the Honorable Speaker, who is unavoidably absent. He said I should deliver his message to this stakeholder meeting that the Oyo State government will do all within our capacity to ensure that the state is moving forward. In the light of this, we appreciate everyone present here for this stakeholder meeting, because budget is very, very essential in an organization. And this government has promised that we will focus on the needs of the people in the society. We want you to bring your input in the area where the government is here to perform. We want your input. And Oyo State House of Assembly a ṣe ohun tó tọ́, a ṣe ohun tó dára nígbà gbogbo for the progress of this state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. To speak on behalf of the local governments here present, I'd like to invite Honorable Benga Omotosho for his brief remarks. Honorable. Is he close by? Honorable Omotosho.
Is it Gani or Gani?
Gani Omotosho. Oh, my apologies. Honorable Gani Omotosho. My apologies.
Your Excellency, the Acting Governor of Oyo State, and our father, and our leader, we God continue to be with you. With the recognition of the Acting Governor, I would like to stand on the existing protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, máa dàmí láyè kí n wá sílẹ̀ wa. Mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá wa àtẹ̀yin ìyá wa. Mo kí káàbọ̀ sí ìjókòó tèmi ní etí gbogbo wa jọ mọ̀ pé kò sí irú ẹ̀rí títí di àsìkò ọ̀gá wa ẹnjìnìà Olúwaṣèyí Abíọ́dún Mákindé. Ní orúkọ àwọn alága, màá kọ́kọ́ jíṣẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn alága wa tó yẹ kán wà níbí ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n wà ní Àbújá fún National Conference AGON. Ìyẹn ló fà á tó fi jẹ́ pé àwọn tá a wà níbí a ò pọ̀. Mo fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Acting Governor tí wọ́n jẹ́ ìjókòó ìjọba ní Ọ̀yọ́ State wípé ìlànà tí ọ̀gá wa ń lò ó ń jẹ́ kí afẹ́fẹ́ kí ó fẹ́ sí àwa tí ẹ fi sí ẹsẹ̀ kùkú, torí pé tí àwọn èèyàn bá ti wá báyìí ìkẹta arú ẹ̀ ká ṣe lélẹ̀ wíwá táwọn èèyàn ń wá tí wọ́n lè rí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dọ́gà wa ó ń jẹ́ kí ó rọ̀ wá lọ́rùn, torí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tí wọ́n ń fẹ́ wọ́n lè rí yín láti sọ fún yín. So tó ń kù ni pé wọ́n kàn máa ń sọ fún wa láti ṣe follow up sí àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ti present, kò jẹ́ kí ẹrù demand kó wà lọ́rùn wa mọ́. a dẹ̀ ní láti lo àsìkò yìí náà láti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n máa ń sọ previously oúnjẹ ṣíṣe tó torí àpò ìṣúná tó jẹ́ pé òjòjò kárí ayé yìí kò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ní oúnjẹ ṣíṣe ṣùgbọ́n ètò ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ètò ṣe kókó ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ń jẹ́ ṣíṣe adẹ́ngbà ládùúrà yìí pé ọlọ́run ọba ọlọ́jọ́ èyí á túbọ̀ máa ti ẹ̀yin ọ̀gá wa lẹ́yìn kò dẹ̀ ní tì ní ojú yóò dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí ẹgúnlẹ̀ láyọ̀ èyí tí ó ṣe pàtàkì ń bẹ̀ ni pé ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà sọ pé tí awo bá kì fún ni à ń kì fáwo padà ni nígbà tẹ́ ń ṣe léyìí fún wa tó jẹ́ ó ń jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ wa kó rọrùn lẹ́sẹ̀ kùkú àwa náà ń ṣèlérí wípé láàrin ara wa a ti ní ìpinnu torí pé ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà ní ìrọ̀rùn igi òun ni ìrọ̀rùn ẹyẹ nígbà tẹ́yin bá rí ìjókòó tẹ́ jókòó dáadáa òun làwa náà ó jó tiwa náà tí a rí jó dáadáa a ti ní ìpinnu wípé nígbà tẹ́ ti lè ń ṣe lè fún wa tí ó ń jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ rọrùn fún wa àwa náà àní sùn àní wo láti jẹ́ kí pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run kí ìdìbò 2023 kí ó rọrùn fún ọ̀gá wa torí pé tó bá ti rọrùn fún wọn a nígbàgbọ́ pé yóò rọrùn fún àwa náà eléyìí ni àwọn nǹkan tí ó jẹ́ ìpinnu wa tá a lè nígbàgbọ́ wípé ìjókòó yìí ṣe fún campaign ṣùgbọ́n a tún lo àsìkò yìí láti rọ àwọn èèyàn wa wípé ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n fi wàásù gba dọ́là lọ́wọ́ wa èyí tí a ti rí yìí òun ni nǹkan tí kí a mójútó ẹ dẹ̀ rí wípé ọlọ́run ọba ìṣọba alábòsí torí gbogbo wa náà la rí political atmosphere tó wà lọ́yọ̀ state lónìí a rí pé the only very candidate tí a lè rí pé ojú òpó rẹ̀ tọ́ láti rìn òun náà ni gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé. So pẹ̀lú eléyìí a nígbàgbọ́ wípé little push ló kù látọ̀dọ̀ yìí tí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ara lé tá a lè nígbà wọn pé gbogbo yín gan náà fún ara yín ẹ mọ nǹkan tó dáa yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tí ò dáa a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nílò láti máa ṣàpèjúwe pé ìbéèrè ìṣerí ní àìbéèrè ìṣerí kọ́ nílé yìí pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run bí a ṣe ń rí tí à ń jaládùn rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run á rí pẹ́ á dẹ̀ jẹ́ pẹ́ ká má tẹ́tí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹlẹ́gàn torí pé ẹ̀gàn ní kó yán wọ́n dùn èyí tí oyin mú wá sílé ayé àdùn ni èyí tí Ṣèyí gbé wá sí Ọ̀yọ́ state dáadáa ni a dẹ̀ nígbà pé dáadáa yẹn yóò kárí gbogbo wa yóò kárí ti kára adé kára oko a kí ọ̀gá wa a dẹ̀ kí káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ ṣe gbé.
Thank you so much. Okay. It gives me great pleasure to bring forward for the official opening of this series of consultative meetings and his keynote address. Please, with a round of applause, make welcome the acting governor of your state, His Excellency Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Lawal, as he gives address and officially kickstarts this series of consultative meetings for the 2023 budget.
Sorry.
I have been allotted, I think, 40 minutes to address this, and in limine, let me apply for an extension of time within which to deliver this keynote address. And so if I exceed 40 minutes, as I have seen on the program, I have taken permission to do so. And speaking contextually, the issue of budget and budgetary provision is a legal issue because having worked to produce a proposed budget, it has to go to the House of Assembly and it has to be passed and assented to.
by the executive governor of the state. So it's a very serious matter that we gather here this afternoon to address. And I know of the fact that in development economics, there are two ways to really prepare a budget. It's either you make provisions for infrastructure so facilities can follow, or you put facilities in place so infrastructure can follow. In Oyo State, in the last 3 years or so, I think this government chose to provide infrastructure, and development projects are following. And that's the best way to go, really, because if the infrastructure are not put in place, it's really difficult for development projects to follow. And so, according to our Commission for Budget, I have seen that the GDP had risen astronomically from what it was in 2019 to about 5 trillion naira. That's a phenomenal, and may I say it's a quantum leap from the base level to that figure. Now, having prefaced my remark, let me quickly recognize the Speaker of Oyo State government, now ably represented by, that's the Right Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, and is represented by Chairman, House Committee on Budget, Honorable Olawale Akim Mustafa. The Chief Judge, also ably represented by Alaja S. Oyedion. Now, honorable members of Oyo State House of Assembly present, the Secretary to State Government, Mrs. Olubanwo Adeosun, the Head of Service, Alaja Ololade Agbola, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Honorable Ademola Ojo, Royal Fathers here present, Oyo State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, my brother and my student, Honorable Dayo Okunguyoro, and other distinguished members of the PDP who are here. Honorable Commissioners here present, particularly Commissioner for Budget and Planning, service commanders, other political functionaries of Oyo State here present, permanent secretaries, heads of non-ministerial departments and agencies, distinguished labor union leaders, and other labor organizations here present, leaders of market, statesmen, women, and artisans here present, other eminent associations, societies, organizations, and groups here present, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I believe sincerely that I have followed the protocol standard. Well, if there's any omission, I crave indulgence and apologies for that. Well, I noted that when Alhaji Ladiran was making his remark, and he mentioned note 7 times, note, note, note 7 times. Well, as a lawyer that I am, that note, I was trying to interpret in my mind whether it was a statement or a threat or advice, because he said note, and I do not understand, so he would be advised to come and see me. He's a friend over 30 years, so, and he forgot to mention my name. He said, Ibrahim Adebayo Adeleke. That my name is not complete. If anybody will forget my name, he shouldn't be the person to forget my name. So Alhaji Ladiran is my neighbor. Now, I have carefully listened to remarks, and whatever I put across to you would either be a repetition or complement of the remarks that have been made this afternoon. And I like to give addresses extempore, because if one is prepared for me, I hardly find it difficult to read through, because as I try to read, things will come into my brain, and then it becomes difficult to fix into a formal address. So I will interject whatever address I have there with my own idea of budgetary provision. It is right to say that people must be involved in preparation of budget, bottom up. And in economics, that exactly is what has been advised. Inclusiveness, people must get to know what government is trying to do for them, and they must have an input into it. No matter how laudable a project is, it must serve the people. And so the whole essence of this exercise is to get our people involved. You might, for instance, decide to say, okay, you need a glass house for our people, but in actual fact, they may need a mud house. And so if you prepare a glass house, it then means that you are not serving the people. And so I'm highly delighted this afternoon, this being the third in the series, fourth in the series of involving our people in budget preparation. This is just going to be a flag off of that exercise, I think, and I know of the fact that this exercise will be carried in different zones of your states. Having said that, let me then now go to the prepared speech. Today presents another clear opportunity to make good our commitment to democratic norm of running a people-centered governance. We have in the last 3 years demonstrated that an open and inclusive government is not only desirable, but also very possible. This is the fourth in the series of stakeholders consultative engagement. We have had our people in mind in policies to always involve them in budgetary process and set your input whenever we are processing a budget. No doubt, the town hall meetings, one of the many platforms of our engagement and consultation with the people, has produced positive outcomes and is experienced in providing perceptive ideas with valuable recommendations on how to serve our people better. We are indeed encouraged and motivated by your various contributions at previous town hall meetings held across the 7th zone of Oyo State in the last 3 years. This time around, and in line with our tradition, we are embarking on another round of town hall meetings to give the stakeholders the opportunity to contribute towards the direction of the 2023 budget. It's our fervent hope that these interactions will bring on board the opportunity to voice your concerns and preferences, while we shall continue to update you on our policies, programs, and plans. We assure you that your opinion will significantly impact our future activities. Since the assumption of office 3 years ago, this administration has progressed significantly with the task of transforming the state from poverty to prosperity. In the current fiscal arrangement, we had a total budget of 294 billion, out of which we allocated 156 billion and 136,971 naira into our economy through investment in infrastructure and ensuring that our people have higher opportunities here to really reflect that with this, the current fiscal year, I know of the fact that every month the state government has been pumping about 5 billion naira into the economy through payment of salaries, gratuities, etc., etc. The multiplier effect of all of these things has shown in our people, in the marketplaces, in shops, carpenters, bricklayers, and so on and so forth. And this is intentional, it's conscious act of government that salaries, pensions must be paid as and when due. And as, of course, I do not, given my experience in this state, take for granted that salaries must be paid, as and when due, because I know of the fact too that there were times when certain previous governments owed salaries up to 6-9 months to ensure that salaries, pensions, etc. are paid as and when due. And so the multiplier effect of that, every month pumping 7 billion or thereabouts into the economy, is not a joke. Teachers now go and lay foundations of their houses. Market men and women now expand their businesses, and so the economy is being expanded by the day. Kudos to this government. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, our capital expenditure is put at 52.97 is more than our current expenditure, while we have maintained a lower recurrent expenditure capital recurrent expenditure stroke capital expenditure ratio. For the 2022 fiscal year, our recurrent expenditure is 138,516,308,136 naira only. This represents 47.3% of our total budget. A while ago, I just conversed with the Honorable Commissioner for Budget to ask whether, in fact, we are running budget deficit or budget surplus or balanced budget. I think the reaction I got is that we are virtually running a balanced budget. That is quite significant because Oyo State government, as we are, with the implementation of budget, shows clearly that it is not owing anybody. We are just trying to cut our cloth according to the size of our, help me anyway, cutting, yes, yeah, exactly so. So the state government is trying very hard to ensure that the budget is being jealously guided in such a way that we are not leaving behind any debt for anybody. And those of our people out there who do not even understand how government is run begin to cry, oh, the government is incurring debt here and there. I have gotten and I have extracted a statement, and I believe him because he's a commissioner for budget, that what we are trying to do is to run a balanced budget. Now, so this represents the figure that I've mentioned, represents just 47.3% of the total budget. As with the 2021 budget, which we used as the tenets of the Federation Fiscal Sustainability Plan and other development aspirations as our guide. On the various infrastructural and developmental projects embarked upon and executed and implemented between the last quarter of 2021 till date, I am happy to inform you that a good number of these projects are either ongoing or nearing completion or completed and commissioned. So we are all citizens of this state, and we have a stake, indeed a strong stake as citizens, and whatever the government is doing must touch and concern us. And so, in the implementation of previous budgets since the inception of this government in 2019, these are focal points of administration. One, security. On security, crime rate in the state has been on the decline as we continue to equip all the security agencies in the state. We have procured and handed over additional 100 operational vehicles to Amotekun, and these have been deployed to 33 local government areas of the state. We have also commenced the recruitment of additional 500 personnel in the Oyo State Amotekun, and the process is almost completed. and successful recruits will be trained and deployed to all the local government areas. The Operation Post security outfit is also being fully supported to enhance their operation. Again, let me pause and it's evidential, it's something that all of us can see. In the issue of security, this government is consciously and intentionally making provision to secure the boundaries of Oyo State. And I have told you 100 vehicles and well equipped and fortified, given to our people. Ongoing, we have concluded another 500 recruits. I think that one was just last week at the saying, and the commandant gave a report about the exercise, and those personnel will be deployed across the nooks and crannies of Oyo State. The rate at which kidnapping and banditry and all sorts of heinous crimes is being committed, as a result of this conscious effort by administration has gone. That's why, as of today, unlike many other states, this environment is good to live in and it's well secured. And I dare say again, I have given a talk in respect of this one in the past. If you look on the street and you see a vehicle and they put Nigerian police, it is not, those vehicles do not come from Abuja or from the IGP or from the president. It's the state government that is supporting the police. It's the state government that is buying those vehicles. It's the same state government that is providing the wherewithal to secure the environment. Perhaps the only thing that the federal government is doing now is armament, providing arms and ammunition for the police. So we are trying to secure our environment. Now, let me go to education. This administration has continued to improve significantly in education. We have completed the construction of model schools, bringing the total number of model schools completed to 56 since this government assumed office 2 years ago. We are also rehabilitating a number of schools as well as providing infrastructure such as instructional materials to our schools. Now, I think, and we know that at the inception of this administration, education, year in, year out, budget in, budget out, has taken the front corner in terms of budgetary allocation. And that's why all our teachers at the tertiary institution, at primary school or secondary school level, are really enjoying their benefits. And the state government is not denying such layers of schools any facility that is due to them. Let me also take opportunity of this stakeholders meeting to really advise our people that what concerns us. What does not concern us, we should ignore. The ASU issue is there to my mind because Oyo State government is not owing Lautech a dime. About a month ago, before His Excellency, my boss, travel out, we held a meeting with the management of Lautech and the leadership of student union to say that, look, this ASU strike does not concern you. We have assiduously fulfilled obligations of government to the institution. So you need not partake in the strike because Lagos State government has 2 universities. The 2 universities are currently not part of the ASU strike. Osun State government has 1 university. That university is not part of the strike. Kwara State government has 1 university. That university is not part of the ASU strike. ASU strike has to do with federal institutions, not state institutions. So we pleaded with them, you do not need to be part of this thing. Because at the end of the day, who is suffering? Our children that should have graduated and are unable to graduate as a result of this strike that does not concern us. The economy of Ogbomoso environment has been totally destroyed. Even you teachers or lecturers, what are you doing? So call it off. They made a demand and government acceded immediately. His Excellency, bent backward to accommodate the demand. So please, talk to them. I was informed that they have resumed skeletal services. That is short of the demands of the government, of which all of us are part. They should fully resume. This kind of thing is not helpful in terms of the relationship between Lautech and government. Even let me tell you that the demand of 200 million naira was made, which was paid immediately. Yes, to Lautech. And they made it a condition that if you pay 200 million naira, we will call off the strike. We paid. And today, are they fully back in school? No. Sympathy strike. Sympathy strike. So appeal to them. We are in this journey together. It pains me as a father, as a grandfather, and I'm proud to say it anywhere, that I'm a grandfather. When I see children roam around, it's not helpful to the economy, it's not helpful to anybody. So I advise them to call off the strike immediately and let government know that the strike is called off. Now, health. So I have seen my brother, the Honorable Commissioner for Health, and he's smiling now. Yes, because the state government is doing the needful in respect of health. About 3 weeks ago, I was at Abuja attending Nigerian Governors Forum meeting. What we have been doing in Oyo State was what was proposed at that level. You see, because again, conscious and intentional policy of government with respect to healthcare delivery, Oyo State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Oluwaseyi Makinde, put in place a policy of one ward, one primary health care center. We have 351 wards in Oyo State, meaning that 351 healthcare center are in place now for the benefit of our people. And even recently, about 3 weeks ago, before His Excellency departed for his vacation, we were at Tede, even to commission a general hospital. The COVID-19 pandemic, admirably, this administration was able to tackle COVID-19 pandemic in respect of the containment of that pandemic. Now, the Obodo CDC was quickly put in place, and then it's a facility, it's a state-of-the-art facility to cater for victims of COVID-19. At Shaki, even around that period, Governor quickly went to Shaki to commission a similar facility. In fact, the facility had turned into a general hospital to a specialist hospital. This is just to tell us the conscious and intentional policy of government to bring about healthcare delivery in your state. The federal government, I keep telling people, is copying us in all respects. And I believe that we should give credit to foresightedness and vision of our governor, His Excellency Governor Aloore. So now, I have always also said to our people that in politics, when you give teachers salaries and the workers are being paid as and when due, they will be happier, they radiate happiness. But sometimes you cannot, when you ask, is this government doing well? Some people who may not be able to appreciate government will say that there's poor coal in front of my house. There's I need a well, and so on and so forth. When in fact, if you look at the budget and you look at allocation on education, on health, it's such that no other area of budgetary allocation can rival these two. But we're not playing politics with the policies of government. We are really addressing the issues of governance, and as those issues affect our people. No politics at all. And if people, because I have listened to many comments since I became executive acting governor. I've listened to comments of some politicians. You see, somebody said, why do you need a road from Iseyin to Ogbomoso? That of what value is that road? Actually, if we are playing politics, it must be politics of development. So if you create, I have told you at the beginning of my speech that in economics, there are two ways by which you can develop. It's either you provide infrastructure, so development will follow, or you put development factories and this and that, so that the road network can follow. What this government is doing is to provide all of those infrastructures so that development can follow. And so this fellow said, look, Ogbomoso to Iseyin, a brand new road that this administration is trying to build is useless. Now, I come from Okio. Would I want to listen to that kind of argument? Answer me, please. No. this is Oyo State, and it's our government. Even if we say, go and put a road in the forest, very sooner than later, you will see people move around, and then industry will sprout. So don't play politics with what is obvious, what can be seen, and what will add value to our people. And I have said it, that we must continuously give credit to the vision of this administration led by Engineer Oluwaseyi Makinde. You have not mentioned, even when my friend, Honorable Commissioner for Budget, you see, we have transformed the economy from what it was to what it is now. The saying, for instance, has become a Noda town. Noda in the sense that if you stay at saying, he's saying Ogbomoso, he's saying Ibadan, he's saying Ibarapa, he's saying Okeogun General. It has become a Noda town. And so development can spread. If you take a radius of 100 kilometers round, he's saying you will touch all of those towns and villages, and it is good that the economy is being opened by this administration. And I need to tell you also, or remind you, that here in Ibadan, for instance, you have mentioned there's so many things that this government has done. I live around Basoro. Each time I close, it used to be a traffic jam around the market down to Akoko. Today, as a result of the bridge that this administration has built, the traffic flow is so easy and smooth now. We are yet to commission that bridge. Upon arrival of His Excellency, the bridge will be commissioned. Now, there are many other things that are waiting commissioning. But suffice it to mention that Adamasingba, it has become a world standard stadium now. Even the federal government stadium, Liberty Stadium, cannot rival Adamasingba. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly roll out the achievement of this administration in the last 3 years in terms of infrastructural development. So we have remodeled Adamasingba Sports Complex. We have completed the construction of a General Gas Bridge. We have constructed 5.2 kilometer Ashipa Gedu Sabo Road. We have completed 9.7 Shaki Township Road. As a matter of fact, if we have people here, they should and they must be continuously be grateful to this administration, because as a matter of fact, in 2019, Shaki Township Road was a sorry sight. I have traversed the road severally. I am from that zone. But today, through, again, I will use the phrase, conscious and intentional policy of government, the road has been fixed, street light put, to the extent that if you get to Shaki at night now, it's like you are in London. And that's not all. That's not all. The headquarters of OSIDA has been relocated because that's the core of agricultural activities in Oyo State. And so the headquarters must be there because of access. We want to distribute farm implements and all of those things. It must be within the center that you have agricultural activities. So we have completed. It's ongoing really. The Shaki Ogboro Igboho, which is 44.7 kilometers, is ongoing, and my Honorable Commissioner for Works just came back and he gave me a report on it. Progressively, work is ongoing, and we believe in no distant time we will complete the road. We have completed and commissioned the 2 bus terminals at Ojo and Challenge. Of course, you might not know that they add value to even good living within the metropolis of Ibadan. Instead of commuters standing by the roadside and then suffering under the sun and rain, the state-of-the-art bus terminals are built and they are being used as we speak. The other time I was interviewed, and I said the environment and surrounding environment of the bus terminal must be kept clean. And I want to again issue a warning to alcohol sellers. They must not be found around the bus terminal because they are endangering the lives of both commuters and even operators of vehicles. Please, if you see anybody selling alcohol around bus terminals in Ibadan, make a report, an arrest will be made, and they will be prosecuted. Now we have ongoing reconstruction of the 21-kilometer express road at Aloore Airport. Just as I have mentioned, in respect of the same, that connotation around Egbeda Circular Road is coming, and this road network is going to complement the vision of this administration, because we have the airport, we have the Circular Road interchange linking to Ife Road and traversing Egbeda local government to link Oyo Road. So that conurbation has been aggressively developed so that it can attract investors into Oyo State. So it's an ongoing and due course it will be commissioned. Now construction of Lautech under G Road to Gumosho, I think that has been done. Rehabilitation of 12.5 challenge, 12.5 kilometers challenge Old Runner, Aloore Road is ongoing, is almost completed. Expansion of 4 kilometers Bere, Alekuso, Oritameni, Agbeni, Ogunpa, Lebanon Street. That is being done. So that a facelift will be given to Ibadan metropolis, and the people will live in good health. So there's this ongoing construction of slash expansion of 7.8 Akpata Bembo Aloore Road with 4 at Akala Way. Ongoing reconstruction of Ogundoyin Road, Erua. Ongoing reconstruction of 76.7 Ogbomoso Backward Saying Road. Now, in respect of this ongoing road at Ibarapa, when last we undertook a tour of part of Ogbogbo and Ibarapa, at around midnight, His Excellency the Governor had to stop on 2 spots to really inspect the award of the contract to rehabilitate some roads. And he was not particularly happy at the pace with which contractors were going, and I think the contractors were actually admonished to either shape in or shape out. I believe if I still have any time left, I will go round on that round and see whether they have complied with the directive of His Excellency. The newly contract of 48 kilometers, Omiadio, Ido, Erua Road. I was told by His Excellency that attention would now be focused on Ibarapa with a view that Ibarapa will catch up with developmental activities that are ongoing in Oyo State. I give assurance of His Excellency Engineer Aloore that this particular road would be the focal point of government as soon as it comes back from this vacation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there are other projects that are ongoing in terms of what has been provided for in year 2022 budget allocation. It is also pertinent to mention the ongoing construction of 2 bays for fire station in Atiba local government, and Igboora in the Ibarapa Central local government. And so the list is endless. The list is endless. So at the end of this year, we will, at the end of this rainy season, we will commence the rehabilitation of rural road through RAM, as we have secured financial support from our development partners for rural roads, agro-logistics, market and industrial hubs. This is apart from our investment in the rehabilitation of Fashola agro-business and industrial hub and Erua agro-business and industrial hub, which upon their completion will contribute and provide direct and indirect job for our teeming population. In a nutshell, what the governor is trying to put across to our people as a result of intentional and conscious effort is to secure the environment, provide enabling facilities for businesses to thrive. And then we have expanded the economy tremendously. I have told you that we undertook a tour of Ogbogbo in Erua in a very recent time to commission a particular industrial outfit built by a woman, a young woman, and the products are one of a kind in the world. And it's located at Aloore in the same local government. That has been commissioned. Now, what Oyo State government is doing is to attract investment into the state, be it in real estate development, industrial development, commerce, agri. And you know that Oyo State is blessed. In fact, I do not know of a state in Nigeria that is more blessed than Oyo State in terms of resources. Agri resources, mineral resources, human resources. We are abundantly blessed. It's for our people, through what this government is doing, to key into development, because we have opened up the economy for them to tap into. In conclusion of this remark, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the modest progress we have made so far would not have been possible without you. And when I say you, it's you, really. It's you, core you, people. It's you, people. Nobody, no government can achieve without the support of people. And it is you. We want to crave for further support for this administration to continue as it has been doing, such that the dividend of democracy will spread deeper and wider. We are very conscious of the fact that no government can do it all. If a government can do it all, maybe UK would have stopped being a government. Maybe the United States would have stopped being a government, but we will try our best. This administration will try its best to impact positively on the lives of our people. On this note, I thank all of you who have come, the KBCs, market men and women, our business community of various categories, labor people. This exercise is for us all. Suggest the demands or the needs of our communities are not the same. That's why we said, take this advocacy of budget preparation to various states of various parts of the state, so that they can make an input into budgetary development before it is passed into a bill and assented to by the governor of the state. It is my pleasure, therefore, to flag off the stakeholders' arrangement and to work up from bottom to the top with a view of having a robust budget for 2023. Thank you very much.
I believe we can do better. Please keep those hands going till we get to the stage. Thank you, Excellency. That is our performing, acting governor for your state. Thank you, Excellency. Your Excellency will proceed with today's event. I'd like to invite a colleague here to proceed with the event, and that will be Mrs. Adetunji.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for your rapt attention this morning. We are moving towards the business of the day, which is the citizens' needs presentation. We are here as a responsible and responsive government to obtain your input towards an all-inclusive and transparent budgeting process for year 2023. And we thank God for the grace to be here again. The process will be as follows. We are going to take input from Ibadan North. We are here with 5 local governments for Ibadan City. From Ibadan North, a representative will step forward and make their presentation. Ibadan Northwest, Ibadan Southwest, Ibadan Northeast, and Ibadan Southeast. Apart from all these local governments, we will have a representative of traditional rulers, representative of women groups, representative of the youth, representative of the civil societies, representative of market leaders, artisans, and physically challenged. Please, we will be brief, and we would like to take a copy of your presentation if you have it here. And if you don't have it, we can get the summary, and later you can send to the office of the Honorable Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Secretariat, Ibadan.
Ìwádìí ti fi hàn pé ayé ń kánjú, ojú sì ń ká ayé. Ìwádìí ló ń bẹ̀ èmi kọ́. Nítorí náà tó ní pé ayé ń kánjú, ojú sì ń káyé. Gbogbo àwọn tí a sọ̀rọ̀ ló pa àwọn ìjọba àbílẹ̀. Lórúkọ aṣojú àwọn kábíyèsí, aṣojú àwọn ẹgbẹ́ àwọn obìnrin, aṣojú àwọn ọ̀dọ́, aṣojú ẹgbẹ́ ìdàgbàsókè gbogbo, aṣíwájú àwọn ọjà gbogbo, aṣojú gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti àwa tí a jẹ́ àkàndá. Kò sẹ́ni tí ọ̀dà àkàndá lọ́nà káàbọ̀ míì. Kankan òun náà là á sọ̀rọ̀. Once I was blind, now I see. Glory to God. Kò ní so wẹ́wẹ́ náà là á ṣe ìṣẹ́jú kan òun là á ṣe ìṣẹ́jú kan lórí NTA network ní ìsìn 2 million ní. Torí náà pàápàá ẹ̀ mọ̀ wájú ẹ̀ dàpọ̀ pàápàá.
Thank you. Representative of Ibadan North, please step forward. Ibadan North. Are you there, Baba? Step forward. Northwest to be on standby. Your name and your needs.
Prince Dade Ahmed, Ibadan North Local Government Representative. I come out to present our Ibadan North. We are going to talk about our completed primary health center at Okeagbon, Okeare Primary Health Care Center, and our own primary school, St. Peter Okeare and St. Mary. Health center, we need a facility like Akontagba, Okeare, Okotuno, and others. And then we are asking for our sanitation officers in our local government. Moreover, we need adequate security in our local government. Thank you.
Thank you. Ibadan Northwest, Ibadan Southwest to be on standby.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Your Excellency. May I say good afternoon, sorry. I am here representing Ibadan Northwest Local Government. My name is Pastor Olaniyan Julius. Our presentation, just like the same in accounting and economic balance, they said proper planning prevents poor performance. PP, that is 5P. We want to dwell on this 5P to tell you that Oyo State government, we are appealing from our local government that to make provision for the following things in our local government. Number one, recruitment of sanitary inspectors. We discovered that we don't have enough sanitary inspectors in our area. We need them. Number two, we want completion of our primary health centers that is located within the local government. There are some that have been completed, and we have some that are yet to be completed. We want it done within that space, and the glory will go to the state. Number three, lack of toilet facilities in our public schools. We don't have toilet facilities in most of the public schools, and this can go a long way to affect the policy of the government if nothing is done around this. And open defecation, as government has been pleading among the people that we should do away with it, this will go a long way to eradicate it. Chairs and desks in our schools are not enough. They are not enough. Fencing of schools to forestall security, please, we want it done. And finally, roads. Roads. We want to say this. Daily times Onieri roads. Atoda, Inalende, Omitowoju, St. Stephen Junction. Please let this thing be noted. These are good roads that can help our economy to grow. People come from Ondo, neighboring states, to buy goods from these markets. Please let the roads be motorable and be maintained. And finally, state to collaborate with the local government in the congesting area roundabout, because we want a standard motor park. God bless the state government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, summary of your needs and you submit your presentation. Yes, Ibadan Southwest. Northeast should be on standby. Northeast on standby.
I'm Razak Ademola Ademola, that's Ibadan Southwest. Ṣé ẹni gómìnà wa ó ti ṣe gbogbo nǹkan kan kó tó dé kó tó dọ̀rọ̀? Wá gbà kàrà, wá gbà dùndú, òun pilẹ̀ lọ́mọdé fi mojú àgbàlagbà. Wọ́n ti parí iṣẹ́ lórí ìyẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tí nǹkan ọ̀bá tí ìdọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ yóò wí o. Ní àdúgbò tiwa, promise gómìnà ni yàrá méjìlá ló wà lọ́dọ̀ wa 1 to 12. Ṣùgbọ́n yàrá méjì péré ni wọ́n ti kọ́ hospital fún wa. Gbogbo àwọn yòókù náà dẹ̀ ti nílẹ̀. Ẹ bá wa mú dání dáadáa sà. Lẹ́yìn wọn 6 àti 12. Lẹ́yìn yẹn, àwọn schools tá a ní, our primary schools lọ́dọ̀ wa, atẹ́gùn ti gbé púpọ̀ lọ. Ẹ lọ bá wa sọ ibẹ̀. Ẹ̀kẹta sẹ́yìn àwa community chairman tẹ́ fún wa ṣe dáadáa kan. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ̀ ẹ̀ bá wọ́n wọn lágbára autonomy, wọ́n máa dọ̀lẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ kí community gangan wọn ní ministry fúnra wọn. Ìbá dáa gan. A ní ẹ̀ka ṣùgbọ́n lábẹ́ women affairs lẹ fi wá sí kí ló dé tẹ̀ ìyá adágúró. Ìbá dáa bẹ́ẹ̀ sà. Afẹ́kẹ́ bá àwọn obìnrin dáadáa. So àwọn chairman tẹ́ fún wa. Àwọn chairman tẹ́ fún wa lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ó mọ̀ sí dáadáa o. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ ẹ bá fún wọn ní autonomy yóò tún ṣe dáadáa sí i jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Ìwé yín dà bàbá.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ àwọn tí a jókòó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yìn etí òpéjì ìdúró sí ká lè bá a gbọ́ tí wọ́n ń wí ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Please, as you step forward, just tell us the key ones and you submit your presentation. Thank you very much. Northeast. Southeast to be on standby.
Your Excellency, the Executive Deputy Governor of Oyo State, all protocol are really observed. These are requests from the Northeast Local Government. Àwọn ìbéèrè eléyìí tí Ìbàdàn Northeast Local Government níbi fún àpẹẹrẹ ní skul tí ó wà ní oríta àpèrè ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn iléèwé yẹn ni kò ní ilé tó àti gbogbo àwọn ní skul tó wà ní pé a ní ìdí provision of toilet and facilities fún kiri yẹn. Then àwọn hospitals wa tó wà ní òde ìlú kan lọ àwọn tó wà pé abẹ́gbà health workers anéèdì wọn then ní Ìbàdàn Northeast Local Government lẹ́yìn yẹn àwọn iléèwé kan wà tí àwọn èèyàn ò lò mọ́ tí wọ́n ti abandon tó ti di kíní fún tàbí tí àwọn hoodlums tí wọ́n ń ṣe kíní sí ara wọn ní iléèwé tó wà ní ibi oríta agbẹ́rin yẹn afẹ́ kí wọ́n bá ní sọ́ di bóyá bí post ìyẹn police post tàbí àmọ̀tẹ́kùn post tí wọ́n lè máa lò
bákan náà bí àbá dé army barracks ní ìwòrò lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ council àwọn ilé tó wà níbẹ̀ tọ́sí tí wọ́n lò mọ́ ó lé ní 16 buildings tí wọ́n ti ẹ̀sẹ̀ ìkàkà tó ń lò lẹ́yìn àpèjú oṣù méjì nísìnyí àwọn olè wọ́n jí gbogbo àwọn air conditioners kó ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n kó sí ibẹ̀ láti lọ kó tá a ti rí kiri so gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ilé ìwòsàn wa náà bẹ́ẹ̀ à ń bẹ ìjọba then ní àkótán afẹ́ bẹ ní èsì tí a wà ń bí your excellency the acting governor of Oyo State ìyá àǹfààní àti àgbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wa inú wa mọ̀ pé lọ́dún you are here as the acting executive governor of Oyo State. So on behalf of the entire people of Ibadan, not this local government, we want to congratulate you on this and want to assure you of our unflinching support and cooperation for the progress and stability of the state. Thank you.
Southeast. Representative of the traditional ruler should be on standby.
Good afternoon. We would like to congratulate the governor for inaugurating 351 air centers in Oyo State. But when you say 351, there is one missing. One 4 is still crying for a center. Please instruct the local government chairman to start the construction of the health center in Ward 4. Nothing there in Ward 4 of Ibadan Southeast. Secondly, the community development council, the city we are representing here, is not religious, not political, not ethnical. The government met us in 2019. He promised that he will be inviting us to several meetings. That is yet to be done. We have no office accommodation. We went and we were instructed by the permanent secretary that we should look around the government secretariat for a permanent office for the community of Oyo State. We have good structure and good networking. Luckily, opposite the office of the deputy governor, we have cited an office. It needs approval to be given to us through the Ministry of Lands and Housing, and for us to renovate it. The office is there now. Again, the government did well by employing 5,000 test-school teachers, 1,005 Amotekun and others. Education officers, he recruited education officers about 700. He did well, but their salary is not enough. It's not as that of the test-school, and they have the same degree. They are the same level 8. While they are taking 44,000, others taking 58,000. I will present my case. Before handing over, I will hand over to you right now.
Thank you. For the women group, small-scale women farmers, SWOP 1. Then representative of the youth should be on standby. Women societies, please step forward. Youth, stand by. Civil society, stand by.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Small Scale Women Farmers Association in Nigeria, Oyo State Chapter. Àwọn àgbẹ̀ obìnrin ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Àwọn ọ̀kan tí a fẹ́ ti wà nínú ìwé tí gbogbo dání ṣùgbọ́n mi ní sáláì má tún mẹ́rin bá. A ní afẹ́ kí ìjọba ó ṣiṣẹ́ kí wọ́n ràn wá lọ́wọ́ nípa owó láti ṣètò ìrànlọ́wọ́ owó tàbí ẹ̀yáwó láti fi ran iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ wa lọ́wọ́ kí a bá tún lè mú iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ wa gbòòrò sí kí oúnjẹ bá lè túbọ̀ sí wa bọ̀ lórí ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti káàkiri. Ìkejì tó ní wípé a fẹ́ ìpèsè ibi tí a ti máa rí nǹkan tá à ń gbìn seed bóyá ní Ministry of Agriculture ló yàtọ̀ sílẹ̀ tá à ń rà lọ́jà tó jẹ́ pé tá a bá ti bọlẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ onírú jáde bá a ṣe fẹ́ a máa rà á bẹ́ẹ̀ ní equipment bíi tractor tàbí pumping machine tá à ń lò fún ìpéwébẹ̀ wa nínú àsìkò ẹ̀rùn. A fẹ́ kí bàbá ṣètò rẹ̀ kó sì ṣàbójútó rẹ̀ débi wípé a tún lè máa ya a máa san owó lórí ẹ̀ sí àpò ìjọba fún iṣẹ́ ìtẹ̀síwájú ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí ètò ààbò bá ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn darandaran wọ́n ń dà wá láàmú lóko wọn ò jẹ́ ká lè máa pẹ́ lóko bá ṣe máa ṣiṣẹ́ wa tẹ́lẹ̀. a fẹ́ kí ìjọba tún bá wa ṣe àbójútó ẹ̀. Then marketing wa a fẹ́ máa níbi táwọn máa ta nǹkan wa sí, a fẹ́ máa package ẹ̀ ní tìgbàlódé torí àgbẹ̀ onígàrí ni wá, àwa ni Sofos small scale women farmers. Oyèdèjì Olúwatóyìn representing small scale women farmers in Oyo State.
Ẹ̀fọ́ ní àtẹwọ́ ẹ̀dá kò wọ́n ti kọ́ wá.
Aṣojú ọ̀dọ́.
Aṣojú àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Bí aṣojú tí aṣojú àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ti ń bọ̀, àwọn aṣojú àwọn ọlọ́jà tó máa múra kí àwọn tí àkàrà lọ sí máa múra láti tẹ̀lé wọn.
Good afternoon. Zinke is my name. I'm representing the youth from the Southeast Local Government. I would like to commend the effort of our able governor of the state. And again, I would like to plead and appeal to the governor to set up task force committee to checkmate the inflation of goods in the market. Even as we are getting salary, we are earning salary within 2-3 days. When you get to the market, you know that the money has already finished. Please remove that. And again, training and retraining of teachers should be included because we are all training the leaders of tomorrow. If our governors, the governor and the deputy governor, if they are not learned, they will not be leading us right here. And also, another one is that what our Oga has said, the increment of salary, please, it should be included in the next budget.
Thank you. Ọlọ́jà.
Àwọn ọlọ́jà wọn máa bọ̀ pápápá o. Bí àwọn ọlọ́jà ṣe ń bọ̀. Àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ náà súnmọ́ tòsí. Kí àwọn alákàndá, àwọn tí ajákàndá ẹ̀dá kan náà súnmọ́ tòsí ẹ̀dá kan ààrẹ ọdọ́gbọ́n solópẹ̀.
Ọlọ́jà, oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, oníṣòwò.
Alájẹ olórí. Tí a gbé ìrànlọ́wọ́ lọ́dọ̀ wọn ni pé pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ọjà wa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọjà wa títí tí wọn ọ̀dà kò wọ́tọ̀ wọ́n ràn wá lọ́wọ́ lórí rẹ̀ láti ṣe. Owó ẹ̀yáwó fún àwọn ọlọ́jà kíjọba ọjọ́ kí wọ́n ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti fún wọn ní owó ẹ̀yáwó kí wọ́n fi ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ torí pé gbogbo ọlọ́jà ìjọba tí mẹ́ríkà ni wọ́n wà lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì dúró tì ọlọ́run dúró tì wọ́n a fẹ́ kí wọ́n wọ́n lé owó láti fi ṣe iṣẹ́ òkòwò wọn ọlọ́run rẹ̀ wá ṣe.
Ẹ ṣe oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́.
wọ́n gàjì sára òde Kamaludin Adéléyìn ní orúkọ mi so adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba so fún gbogbo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa ṣùgbọ́n mo dé fìlà méjì fìlà kejì òní ti oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ oníṣòwò bàbá tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọlọ́jà yìí ní vice president market leaders council ní Ọ̀yọ́ state so mo ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kálí nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ yẹn èkìní ẹ̀jọ́ market leaders council wa tí wọ́n ti bá locate ti ẹgbẹ́ méjìlá wà ń bẹ̀ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ commissioner wa ní tí wọ́n sì ẹ̀dẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ sí pé ìdọ̀tún ó ti dé fún wa fún nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa lánàá nígbà tá a ṣe meeting wa àwọn afẹ́ sọ fún wa pé gbogbo àwọn market leaders council yẹn ni wọ́n ti ní àwọn ní wọ́n ti ní àwọn request kan tó wà lórí tébù commissioner for trade tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé yóò ti dé iwájú látijọ́ ìlà tí ń wò pé ẹ kọ́kọ́ sọ̀kalẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ dàpọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí kìíní yẹn sọ̀kalẹ̀ so tó bá ti sọ̀kalẹ̀ so ìgbà yẹn gbàdùn yóò dà nínú oríṣi ọwọ́ lórí oríṣi ọwọ́ bàbá ti sọ fún wa kò sí kankan nígbà tí láìpẹ́ la ṣe exhibition world class exhibition bá a ṣe a lè display 52 association ni wọ́n display àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe tí wọ́n fi ọwọ́ ara wọn ṣe ní ibi so dáa lérò pé kí ìjọba ó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ adúgbòlọ́wọ́ gómìnà àwọn ará àwọn èèyàn wá síbẹ̀ àfọwọ́láwọ̀ àwọn delegates ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ní gbogbo tí wọ́n ṣe so wọ́n display rẹ̀ àwa lérò pé lẹ́yìn ìdílé àwa ìgbà ìgbèrò ni pé a kọ́ ilé artisan building tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn máa kọ́ṣẹ́ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ tá a máa kọ́ wọn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ káwọn náà lè bá tó dá sí nǹkan tí ìjọba ń ṣe ṣùgbọ́n so àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ kìíní ẹ̀ àwọn fẹ́ kí mo tún lọ rí SNG mo rí commissioner for trade lórí rẹ̀ ẹ̀jọ̀ ẹ̀rọ wà lọ́wọ́ kí artisan building tí wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ yìí kó yọ síbẹ̀ kó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọlọ́run wà lọ́wọ́ lẹ́yìn náà owó kíkà owó náà tó ní ṣe.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí a ké sí aṣojú àwọn àkàndá kí wọ́n máa bọ̀ báyìí wá síwájú to specially recognize and acknowledge the special people. Aṣojú àwọn àkàndá lórí budget tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀fọ́dún tí ń bọ̀. Ìjà ayé aṣojú wọn láàrin wa ń gbé. Àwọn ilé kò sí ní tọ̀. Ìjà ayé aṣojú àwọn kábíyèsí láàrin wa ní. Hello. Ẹ dákun ní ṣókí pápá àpárí abẹ́ ṣe o bí a ti ń ṣe yẹn ẹ dákun ẹ jẹ́ kí a farabalẹ̀ kí wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe sí ariwo látẹ̀yìnwá ẹ dákun.
Executive acting and all the people at the high table, the former all protocols duly observed. Kí ni nǹkan tí a fẹ́ sọ yìí? Àwa tó jẹ́ pé FPC Tolúwa ní ká FPC ipò traditional council. Why is it tó jẹ́ wípé Ọ̀yọ́ state kò fi wá sí ipò tí a wà rí láti jẹ́ kí mẹ́mbà traditional council kan wà níjọba? Kọ́ tiẹ̀ mú àwọn tó mọ̀wé nínú wọn, àwọn tó mọ nǹkan tọ́mẹ̀tò káwọn náà wà níjọba pẹ̀lú nìkan lè máa mọ̀. Irú bọ́jẹ̀tì àṣelẹ́yìn traditional council mẹ́mbà mélòó ló wà mẹ́rin bá tẹ̀ ṣe? Ẹ tó dúró pẹ̀lú mi, ó ní vice chairman of all Baales, council of Baales in Ibadan land, of which I am the chairman. Adúláwò wí pé, take for instance, irú èmi báyìí, mo ti wà níjọba as a member of traditional council for 28 years. Owó mi ò sì gbéra sọ sókè, ojú kan náà lówó wà. A fẹ́ kí ìjọba yìí kan bá wa yẹ̀ wò wípé ǹjẹ́ èèyàn kan lè bímọ kọ́nà lọ léèwé kọ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ kó sì wà lójú kan náà kọ́ máa páàsì kọ́ máa fèlì jẹ́nu rẹ̀ ó dùn ẹ bá wa yẹ̀ wò. Ètò tó kù bá ń láti sọ pé àwa gbogbo traditional council márààrún local government márààrún ní àwa méjèèjì represent. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Aláyọ̀dé èmi ni baálẹ̀ Ìkòtẹ́lù chairman all council all traditional baales in Ibadan land. Yàtọ̀ sí yẹn mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ níjọba Ọ̀yọ́ state. Iṣẹ́ tí mo sì ṣe kò mẹ́hẹ̀. Alhaji Jimoh tó lọ ní ìsìn yóò ràn yín létí wípé nígbà tí ò sí owó fúnjọba
àwa yìí náà la gbé ìrẹsì wọlé nígbà tí aláàjì yìí máa ń tà ní 5,600 láti tẹ̀mí ìgbé wọlé ní 3,600. ẹ wò ó tá a lè ṣe pọ̀ ẹ rántí wa nínú ìjọba yìí ẹ yóò máa ẹ máa ṣorí rẹ nítorí
ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àdúgbò
permission of His Excellency onílé òní fẹ́ owó onílé òní fẹ́ owó kìbá àṣàlàpà kìbá àṣòkùnkù onílé òní fẹ́ owó ìjọba yìí ò ní owó Mákindé ò ní sàárẹ̀ o adẹ́gbàládà pé àjọ ṣètù 23 election.
àwọn baálẹ̀ kan wà tó jẹ́ pé sálárì wọn 7,000 wọ́n sì wà já community báwo lẹ́ ti ṣe tó òní máa tàlẹ̀ onílẹ̀.
President General fún CCII bá a ṣe ní wọn bí ó ṣe kókó ṣe pàtàkì kí ó lè sí láàrin ìṣẹ́jú kan bá fún ọ ní àtàwọn ọmọ ẹṣẹ́ bọ̀.
Your Excellency, the Executive Acting Governor of Oyo State, and no other protocols to be observed. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ Yorùbá. Tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa budget, gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn tá a wà nínú ìwúrò retí ní ìgbádùn. Tíjọba bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa budget, nǹkan tí àwọn aráàlú retí lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba ni kí wọ́n fún wọn ní ìgbádùn. Ṣùgbọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí ètò ìṣúná ṣe máa ń rí, a máa ń rí wípé ní gbogbo ìgbà la máa ń táyà òkè tí ètò ìṣúná bá ti ń bọ̀. Nígbà wọn bá parí ẹ̀ tán, a wà sún àjìyá rí wípé ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé kò tó lọ́dọ̀ wa. Alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ tèmi rí bẹ̀ ni pé ètò ìṣúná tá a ti ń ṣe bọ̀ ní tipẹ́tipẹ́ nígbò dáàrin kan àwọ̀ ọjọ́ wájú mọ́ ìsinsìnyí nìkan là ń wò. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ètò ìṣúná tá a bá ń ṣe kó tún máa wọ ọjọ́ wájú díẹ̀ sí kọjá eléyìí tí a ṣe sílẹ̀. Nítorí pé tí a bá wò tá a bá wo tìsín lásán tá a ń wò ló fokùnfà àìṣedéédé àwọn ọmọ wa o. A ronú pa wọn bí ọdún 15, 40 ọdún sẹ́yìn, 30 ọdún sẹ́yìn. Nítorí àdójẹ́ wípé tẹ bá wo àwọn ọmọ ọ̀sìn between 25 and 35 and 40 years, ìwà wọn dápọ̀ ká má sàn kànú. Nítorí wípé ètò ìṣúná wa kò dún lórí wọn dáadáa. We are budgeting financially, we are not budgeting attitudinally. We are not budgeting on the attitudes of our people. Èmi kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ yin ìjọba gómìnà yìí. Ṣé rí bá a fẹ́ bá a pọ̀? Ètò ìṣúná abẹ́lé àárín ìlú ó ṣe pàtàkì. Ibi tó dẹ̀ ṣe pàtàkì sí ni pé tí ò bá sí owó tó ń ṣe séréséré ní àárín ìlú, wàhálà bá ti pọ̀ jù báyìí lọ. Àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà lọ́sùn mọ̀ nǹkan tí ojú wọn ń rí o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sì tọ́ fúnra wa o. Lóòótọ́ ọgbọ̀n ọdún sẹ́yìn, salary má lè jẹ́ achievement fún gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì tó bá ń san. Ṣùgbọ́n nísìnyí, ó ti di achievement mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. And nǹkan yí ni o, bí dictionary bó ṣe kú nígbà tí Google dé, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bí salary ṣe jẹ́ achievement nígbà kan, ó ti kú fún achievement nísìn. Ẹ dákun, mo rọ gómìnà wa àti ẹ̀yin aláṣẹ, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń san gratuity, pension àwọn òṣìṣẹ́, ẹ dákun máa bá a lọ o. Apá ò ní kún yín o. Àwa tí a jẹ́ heads of socio-cultural organizations àmọ̀rírì ẹ̀. Tẹ́ ọ bá fi lè stọ́ọ̀pù pẹrẹ fún oṣù méjì, wàhálà ti dé gbòòrò. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká rí wàhálà o. Ṣé rí èmi tún ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti wà ní Red Cross. Mo mọ̀ wípé gbogbo wa là ń gbàdúrà ká má rí bí ká má rí bí, ṣùgbọ́n bá fẹ́ bá pọ̀ ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Èyí tí a bá lè ṣe ní àkókò tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ṣe pàtàkì o láti dólẹ̀ ẹ̀. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ jẹ́ ká wá àkàtà lè ṣe sí humanitarian service nínú budget yìí. Kí ní àwọn ìlú míì torí èmi náà ti ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti rìn káàkiri ní àwọn ìlú míì tí wàhálà bá ṣẹlẹ̀ níbì kan pẹ̀rẹ̀ kọ́lọ́pàá tó débẹ̀ Red Cross ti débẹ̀. Kí ló sì ṣe? Wọ́n ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó yẹ pé níbo míì even in Eastern, I can tell you in Eastern US about 70% of the populace know about first aid. Wọ́n sì ní àròpọ̀ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó fi lè ṣe ìdáàbòbò àwọn èèyàn rescue operations ní ìmọ̀ Yorùbá ìdólà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní àti crane ní o àti boat ní o àti school ní gbogbo nǹkan tó fi lè ṣe ìdólà wọ́n sì mọ ibi tó wà tí wàhálà bá ṣẹlẹ̀ níbì kan wọ́n tètè ṣe nítorí náà àwa náà lè ní rescue library àbí database ní Ọ̀yọ́ state torí Ọ̀yọ́ state náà ló wà lókè gbogbo àwọn yòókù sì tẹ̀lé wa Ọlọ́run máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́. So I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. Àwa náà sì kọ kíní tiwa kò ṣe sọ́tàn ẹ ṣe.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, sir, before we take your responses to the various needs expressed, we will humbly invite our permanent secretary, Town Planner Ajibola Bashiru Adebola, to move the vote of thanks, because normally when you do your final response, we'll take the national anthem, then you'll be on your way back to the office. We don't want to keep you today. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Town Planner Ajibola Bashiru Adebola as he's coming on board. Please.
His Excellency, the Executive Acting Governor of Oyo State, all other protocols duly observed. On behalf of the government of Oyo State, our Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, I want to thank everybody that is here today. We called you and you responded to our invitation. There is no way you will have honored us other than your presence that we are not having. Briefly, our governor, Engineer Adeonuoluwa Seyi Makinde, is in line with a postulation that says that if you feel a pain, you are alive. If you feel the pain of others, you are a human being and a leader. Our governor is a true leader. In order to fulfill this stakeholder forum was initiated by him, and this is the fourth one that we are now having. In the world of FOFA, he said politics could be defined as an act of deliberately lying, but he has proved that position wrong. Virtually everything you demanded for last year and before is what we are presently doing. And we call you here today so that we feel your pain as well. If you tell us what you want in your various neighborhoods and communities, necessary or respective MDAs, when they want to plan for year 2023 budget, they will include them. That is why we are called. We've called you here today. we've had all your needs, and we are of the opinion that by the time we start the budget proper, we will make sure we take care of all your interests. In the same way, you will realize that as long as you keep on telling us this, we were taking records, because it is often said that you won't be able to reach your destination if you stop by and throw stones at every dog that barks. But first and foremost, we will make sure that whatever we want to do, we include you, and we make sure we carry you along. Gbogbo wa pátá àti nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ báyìí. Ìgbà tí executive acting governor wa tó ń ka achievements inú gbogbo wa ó dùn. A ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní o, we are still going to see more of it. Wọ́n ní ìwà pálapàla obìnrin lékejì ló jẹ́ kọ́kùnrin mọ̀ pé ìyàwó tó dá wà nílé o. Gbogbo wa láti rí sìn bó ṣe yẹ kó rí ní agbára Ọlọ́run. Second term, mo mọ̀ wípé òfin contest Ọlọ́run wa láàánú aṣọ wa débi dá kúrò adélé wa láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà ayọ̀ àtàlàáfíà là bá ọmọ là bá ìyàwó là bá ẹbí ilé yìí àti ẹ̀dún bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni we are still going to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. At this juncture, we'd like to take response from His Excellency the Acting Governor. But before he does that, and while he makes his way to the podium, being an astute legal luminary, our Acting Governor is a stickler for time and he rewards so. His Excellency the Acting Governor will be today presenting gifts to two people who came very, very early. Please, as he makes his way to the podium for his response, after which he'll be presenting gifts for the second time today. Please, with a round of applause, make welcome the Acting Governor for your state, His Excellency Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Lawal. While I call forward Mr. Joseph Akode and Mrs. Bola Raji to make their way to the podium to receive an acting governorship handshake. Back with envelope. Wherever you are, please make your way forward. Mr. Joseph Akode and Mrs. Bola Raji, they will be receiving an official handshake. The handshake that comes in white envelope. Please come forward. Ẹ̀dá pẹ̀lú àpàtẹ̀wọ́ dáadáa fún wọn. Wọ́n tètè dé. Àtẹ̀wọ́ gómìnà bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ nínú wọn. Ẹ̀dúró dédé ọba ọ̀yà fọ́tò gbogbo ìgbàgbọ́lẹ̀ wọn ní ọmọ nínú ti yìí. Bàbá ẹ̀kọ́ tí sí kámẹ́rà. Ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀dí bá lórí ìyá fọ́tò nù. Ẹ̀dá pẹ̀lú àpàtẹ̀wọ́ fàdélé gómìnà wa dáadáa.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká jókòó. Láì dá èrò pẹ̀lú, mo rò pé gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n wá bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀sán yìí. Ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé àwọn ìbéèrè wọn lọ́fẹ́ ká fi sínú ètò ìṣúná. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ni a ti gbọ́ láti north west, south west, north east, south east. Àwọn obìnrin, àwọn ọ̀dọ́, àwọn ìyálọ́jà, àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, àwọn ẹni tí aṣojú àwọn àkọ́dá ìròyìn kan ní ìwásíbí. Àwọn kábíyèsí tí baálẹ̀ Èkó tẹ̀lé kan wá, ṣé wọ́n ti lọ? Babada, àgbà yóò dáadáa o, ẹ ṣe púpọ̀. Owó oṣù yín ẹ lọ bá traditional council of the local government. Ẹ̀bẹ̀tẹ̀ owó ojú yín sì ti ń dán àbí kílẹ̀ tó ń tẹ́ káàkiri. So, ó dàbẹ̀ gbé ìkọ̀kọ̀ náà ní gbogbo wọn béèrè. Àti North West, àti North East, open education, primary health center, toilet facilities, gbogbo nǹkan tí mo rí sí wọn béèrè. Ìdí pàtàkì tí ìjókòó ilẹ̀ tó ṣe wáyé náà ni pé ká kó àwọn gbogbo ní ìjọ. Kí kọmíṣánná wa fún ètò ìṣúná kó lè fi sínú budget. Mo lérò káwọn náà lè ti gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn ìbéèrè wọ̀nyí wọ́n reflect in the budget proposal. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, the President General of the CCI, has it gone? No. Hey, you have to say that. Hey, Yawuda, what's it on? Ẹjọ́ bá mi kí àwọn àkíyèsí tí wọ́n pè sí nínú ètò fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ mo pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà ní àkọsí front burner because the provision must be made for our youths. Àwọn ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa nìyẹn. So Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ dá wọn sí wọ́n ṣòro. Mo gbé lákòótán etí gbogbo wa ti kó jọ papọ̀ àti eléyìí tí àwọn Ministry of Budget tí wọ́n ti fi ojú sùn káàkiri ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti nǹkan àkójọ ní lọ́sàn-án wọn mú added budget for 2023. Tó bá di budget náà pàápàá ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wọ̀ ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ láàyè ṣe náà àdúrà tẹ̀sí nígbà fún ìjọba yìí láti tẹ̀síwájú ọlọ́run ọba aláàánú tí ó mú wá sí ìmúṣẹ ẹsẹ̀ àdúgbò.
The national anthem. Thank you for coming. Please keep the eyes free as His Excellency and members of the European Cabinet make their way out of this venue.